This COVID time, we had been calling everyone in the ministry. And it is the role of a prayer chaplain to call all of our members. So each month, the prayer chaplains, call all of our members. Now, some people don't like that. Some people do not want that much involvement by the church. Just get out of my business. And so we 100% honor that, but you have to let us know if you don't want one of our prayer chaplains to call you. It'll be the same person that calls you all year. They'll call you once a month. If you're not home, they'll leave a prayerful phone message for you. But we don't want to be intrusive, but we also don't want to miss if there's something going on in your life. Sometimes someone will miss church for a couple of weeks and we don't really know what's going on. And this way we reach out to all of our members once a month offering prayer support. So, but if that's not something that's going to serve you, you need to let us know. Okay, does that make sense to everybody? Because with all that's going on in our world right now, as our ministry continues to grow and expand, we need to know who wants high touch and who wants no touch, right? So you just have to let us know. Take a deep breath as we move into this time of prayer and meditation. And again, today we focus on peace. With all that's going on in the world today, we come back to peace. And many of us were taught that when we get everything right in our life, then we can finally be at peace. But we know the spiritual truth is that as we come to peace first, as we come to God first, then peace is established in our life. Jesus said, "Let there be peace. Peace, be still." And the storm stopped. And the weather became calm. That we know to create peace in our life and peace in the world, we have to start from a place of peace. To know the peace of God within our heart, mind, and soul. So take a deep breath. And feel the peace of God within you. Feel the peace that passes all understanding. That as we experience the profound nature of God within us, peace is our fundamental experience. That life within our personality, within our drama, within our thoughts is always busy. But as we awaken to God, as we feel that presence and power of God within us, peace becomes our dominant experience. As we quiet our mind, as we still our heart, peace dwells within us. Peace, be still. Peace, be still. Peace, peace. 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 Your peace. Pure God dwelling in us all. And in the silence now, I invite you just to dive into that peace. To allow peace to be your first reaction to life. Let there be peace on earth. And let it begin with me. For all the people and families and countries of the world we hold in prayer today. For all the names on our prayer list. For each and every one of the members of our ministry, our friends, our community, we say, peace, be still. And we give thanks. And so it is. Amen.
Well, some days you don't want to get out of bed. You look yourself in your eyes and wonder what could be said. Like pick yourself up, do better than the day before. Then you realize that trick don't work no more. You gotta follow your heart. It's known you from the start. It'll bring you everything you need. Endless possibilities. Follow your heart. You've never been apart. It will lead you where you need to go. You'll become a living work of art. A living work of art. Well, this world is surrounded by so much negativity. People want to bring you down and see you on your knees. You won't have it, no. You won't take another day. Next time they try to, this is what you'll say. You gotta follow your heart. It's known you from the start. It'll bring you everything you need. Endless possibilities. Follow your heart. You've never been apart. It will lead you where you need to go. You'll become a living work of art. A living work of art. Feel the beating drum of your life. Be the love and know it feels right. Take someone's hand and hold on real tight. You are love. Let your light shine bright. Follow your heart. It's known you from the start. It'll bring you everything you need. Endless possibilities. Follow your heart. You've never been apart. It will lead you where you need to go. You'll become a living work of art. A living work of art. A living work of art. Oh, oh, yeah. A living work of art. Thank you so much.
Fabulous. Shout out to everybody that's watching us online. I heard from so many of you saying, when the pandemic's over, I can't wait to get back to church. Now's the time. Come back to church. We want to see your little faces, right? We want to be a part of your life. All right. You ready for today? What I want us to look at is how attractive do you feel today? Right? Because the great power of the universe is attractive. And some of us are not feeling, when we think of the word attractive, we put it into a physical context, Are you an attractive person? Are you a good-looking person? But I want you to see it as a soul, that the nature of your soul is to be attractive. That your job as a soul is to attract the greatest level of good to you. And when we're not attracting the life that we desire, I want you to go back to this fundamental idea that as a soul, as a spiritual being, you were born to attract. You were born to be attractive. And today I want to talk about love is the greatest magnet to attract the life that you want. See, there's really three ways that we can be in life. You can be attracting the things that you desire. You can be repelling the things that you desire. Or you can have no effect whatsoever on anything, right? And you get to decide in your life what camp you're living in. Are you attracting that which you desire? Are you calling it to you? Are you loving your life? Because that's where we started last week. You know, during this year of love, we talked about loving God, loving self, loving others. And then last week I wanted to begin a couple weeks of talking about creating the life that you love. And the affirmation last week was, I love my life. Together? I love my life. Now, one more time like you actually mean it. I love my life. And so over and over again, I want to really ask the question, do you feel like you love your life? And part of feeling like you love your life, maybe the greatest part of feeling like you love your life, is that you're actually attracting to you the things that you love. In Unity, we talk about the law of mind action. The law of mind action says thoughts held in mind produce after their kind. And it's not just thoughts, it's also feelings. That our dominant feeling, our dominant thought, tends to create a vibration, and the entire universe then moves in that direction. The law of mind action, over and over again, says that our inner life creates our outer experience. So then the question really becomes, how much time are you spending allowing yourself to be in love with those things that you love? To actually have the experience of loving that which you love, to love the life that you're having and actually create more and more of that. Because for some of us, you know, we're just kind of going through the motions. You know, we don't really love our life. We don't hate our life. We're somewhere in between. And that sense of confusion creates confusion in our world. Because if you're not really loving your life, you're not really sending a clear signal to the universe what you want more of. And the more time and energy you spend loving your life, just wanting to grab your life's little face and squeeze it, right? I want you to have a life that's so good you just want to squeeze its little face. My little grandbabies, oh my gosh, their faces are so cute. I just can't help myself. I'm like every aunt in the whole world that just wants to squeeze her. I just got to squeeze them and their little cheeks, and I just got to eat them up, right? But I love it. And over and over again, when we allow ourselves to not just go through the motions of life, but actually love it, we actually are sending a clear signal to the universe what we want more of. But if our dominant feeling is, that's nice, right? Then we tend to attract more of, that's nice. And I want you to be a soul that's on fire with how good your life is. Well, Richard, I don't know if I really need to be on fire. Maybe just lukewarm is enough. You know, lukewarm is better than cold. That my life isn't awful anymore. I've got it to lukewarm. Maybe I'll just stay in lukewarm. And do we all have a God-given right to create whatever life we want? Yes. We have a God-given right to be miserable or to be wildly happy. You get to create it any way you want. But there's an overcoming that most of us have to do to actually believe that our life could be centered around and focused on what we love. Because for most of us, if we don't believe that we can actually get to what we love, then we settle for lukewarm. Because lukewarm's not bad. It's just not great. And what if you could really, truly have great? Rhonda Byrne, the author of The Secret, wrote this: whatever is in your magnetic field is attracting to itself. So the more love in your field, the more power you have to attract the things that you love. Now, one of the conditions for having a life that you love is that you actually have to know what you love. Right? For some of us, we know what we don't want. We're not always sure with what we do want. And we actually have to become conscious. The whole spiritual process is about becoming conscious at a higher and higher level. And the more that we're conscious about what we love, the more we move in the direction of what we love, the more we entertain on an inner basis what we love, then that love calls to us a greater and greater level of the life that we love. Author Debashi Moran said this: love is the magnetic attracting force between you and me, and the beauty and the world and everything in it. Rhonda goes on in The Secret, says this: the more you give over your day-to-day life, the greater magnetic power of love you have in the field around you, and everything you want will fall to your feet. So what I'm really inviting us into today, how many of you think it takes more energy to move into what you love instead of just kind of staying where you're at? There's an object in motion tends to want to stay in motion, right? An object at rest tends to want to stay at rest. So for some of us, we need to really look at how much energy would we be willing to spend actually creating a life that we would love. Because sometimes it just, it's fine, right? And do we have a God-room life just to play it out to the end with, it's fine, right? We can do that. Or you could really begin to experiment with what it would look like if you radically fell in love with your life. I love my life. Will you say that with me? I love my life. One more time like we really mean it. I love my life. You know, I love research. And I think research is fascinating. I think that sometimes it just is so eye-opening. Well, there was a new research study by Christie and colleagues that focused on the metaphor of love as a physical force. They asked 120 students who were the ages of between 18 and 22, college students, who were either in a relationship or recently out of a relationship within the last month or so, to fill out a questionnaire about the connections they felt with their partner and the quality of their relationship. So these are college kids, 18 to 22. They're actually adults, but nobody thinks college kids are adults. 18 to 22, college kids. They wanted to know what their survey about their relationship. But before they let them take the survey, they had them take a little break. And they gave them a set of blocks, right? Now, college kids. Gave them a set of blocks, and there were 3 groups of blocks that they gave them. Some of the blocks were magnetized to attract to each other, okay? Another group of blocks that they gave the students were actually magnetized to repel each other. The blocks were like you couldn't put them together. They would repel each other. And there was a third group of blocks that they gave 3 different groups of students. And the third group were neither magnetized for or against. They were just neutral. There was no magnetic force in the blocks at all. What they found to be interesting was the students who were played with for 15 minutes with the magnetized blocks that were actually recorded their relationship, even if they were out of a relationship, as a higher sense of love, connection with their partner. And the 2 groups that had either the negative magnetized blocks that would repel, or the blocks that had no charge, actually showed a significantly lower level of appreciation for the relationship. So what does this mean? Well, they didn't know. So they did the survey, they did the study again, and this time with only 150 students. This time they just had 2 groups. They broke the 150 kids into 2 groups, 75 each. 75 got the magnetized blocks. Another 75 got the negative magnetized blocks, so they were repelled. They asked the questions, the same survey again. What do you think your partner, your relationship, the qualities and all that stuff? And it was significantly higher the second time they tested it. And so what does this mean? Well, the researchers said that what this means is that when we use an expression, oftentimes there's a level of truth to it that we don't always understand. That the words that we use, these studies reiterate the basic point of conceptual theory, is that we actually reflect the truth, that our figures of speech, that we talk in ways that are actually fundamentally true. That love is an attractive power. And that just being around the magnetic force of love actually causes us to rekindle a level of love. That like if you're having a problem with your relationship, go get magnets. Powerful magnets. Put them all over your spouse. Rub your spouse with these powerful magnets. They will feel so much better about you and the relationship. You'll feel better. And I just wanted to play with this idea because what Charles Fillmore said that the purest essence of being that binds us together, the whole human family, is love. Of all the attributes of God. Oh, Charles Fillmore is the co-founder of Unity. Love is the undoubtable and the most beautiful, the divine mind. Love is the power that joins and binds us together in divine harmony with the universe. Everything in it, the great harmonizing principle known as love. So I believe, and I can't prove this, but I believe that every time we feel that magnetic pull, anytime we feel that magnetic draw, it reminds our soul of a deep connection that first we felt with God, that our whole universe is designed around this magnetic pull, that we are in a magnetic relationship with the sun and the earth, that we have a gravitational magnetic relationship with the earth, that every time we move into a greater experience of that magnetic force, it reminds us of the power of love that first draws us to God and then draws us to each other. And that over and over again, if we want to change our life, we actually just have to activate the power of love because it is the great magnetic force. Catherine Ponder, Unity minister, great prosperity writer, wrote this. If you're not attracting the good that you desire in your life, learn to express love. Become a radiant center of love. And you will find that love, the divine magnet within you, will change your whole world. When your heart is filled with love, you are not critical or irritable, but you will be divinely irresistible. How many of you would like to be divinely irresistible? I am all over that. I want to be divinely irresistible. I want to attract all the good that God has for me. I don't want to leave one blessing on the table. I want to be so divinely irresistible that the universe blesses me and blesses me and blesses me, and grace and ease and abundance follows me. I want to be, say it with me, I am divinely irresistible. Together? I am divinely irresistible. One more time. I am divinely irresistible. Now, that's your homework. Your homework this week is to practice being divinely irresistible. And I want you to listen to your self-talk. All the times when you say, well, I'm not really that. I'm not really that irresistible. I wish I was. My sister was, or my husband is, or this person is, or that person is. But I'm not really divinely irresistible. Phooey. Like, that's a spiritual term Moses used in the Old Testament, right? I want you divinely irresistible. I want you to start every day waking up to the affirmation, I am divinely irresistible. That I attract the greatest level of good to me, that my blessings are going to follow me and chase me and hunt me down and come to me in every imaginable way, that my life just gets better and better and better. Then she goes on and she quotes Florence Scovel Shinn, a New Thought author. Every man on planet is taking his initiation in love. Whatever your problem, it is a test in love. If you meet the test through love, your problem will be solved. If you do not meet the test through love, your problem will assail you until you do. Your problem is your initiation in love. So when we look at it, your problem is an initiation in love. For some of us, it gets a little scary. I'm not sure I'm going to pass the test. But when we just focus on love, living the life that you love, surrounding yourself in the things that you love, in the people you love, in the music you love, in the beauty you love, in the clothes you love, in the food you love, to entertain the thoughts that you love. When we surround ourselves in love, we become divinely irresistible. Many of us have read the works of Abraham Hicks. Abraham Hicks has an emotional hierarchy. And in this emotional hierarchy, there are 22 different emotional levels that she perceives that we live on. And the highest level that we live on is the level 1, which is joy, appreciation, empowerment, freedom, and love. And I don't believe that all those are exactly the same. I actually think that each one of those is a higher state, which love is the highest, but that's just my personal opinion. So that's number 1, and it goes down 22 different steps down to the lowest level, 22, which is fear, grief, depression, despair, and powerlessness. And I believe that those need to be separated out as well, but there's 22. And the idea is, what she teaches is that every time you move to a higher emotional level, you attract a different life experience. Number 8 is boredom. That when your dominant emotional response to life is boredom, you actually attract a life that bores you. Now, as a master creator, you don't think you're doing a good job of attracting boredom to you because it's boring. But what I want you to see is that as a master creator, when your dominant emotion is boring, you're actually creating a dynamically boring life for yourself. That you're actually boring yourself to tears, but that it's a new creation. It's not the same thing over and over again. Or if your dominant emotion is blame, if your dominant emotion is blame, you're actually creating a life where it makes sense to blame yourself and others. So we start moving up the hierarchy. Blame is 15. Disappointment is 12. Pessimism is 9. Hopefulness, which is the first positive emotion, is 6. 5 is optimism. 4 is positive expectations and beliefs. 3 is enthusiasm, eagerness, happiness. 2 is passion. And 1, again, is joy, appreciation, empowerment, freedom, and love. So what would happen if love was your dominant emotion? What would it look like if love was the most automatic feeling that when you wake up in the morning, that you weren't worried, you weren't pessimistic, you weren't doubtful, you weren't disappointed or frustrated or angry. You were actually waking up every day and your dominant feeling was love. Can you imagine the impact that would have on your life and your world? If every day you invited love, you encouraged love, you challenged yourself to surround yourself in love. I love my life. Will you say that with me? I love my life. One more time, like we really mean it. I love my life. Now, is there going to be a time of transformation? Yes. If you've gone from a feeling of hopelessness or despair or anger or upset, if that's been your dominant experience, going to love in one day may not be fully possible for you. You may have to work your way up the chart a bit. But every time you entertain that which you love, when you listen to music that you love, when you talk to people that you love, when you eat foods that you love, when you walk in nature, if that's what you love, that the more time and energy you spend vibrating at the vibration of love, the more that you are sending out a single signal. I am going to start talking in tongues. It's easier. the more you're going to send a signal out to the entire universe. I love my life. Together? I love my life. The Chopra Center, Deepak Chopra Center, put out an email a while back. Said that there are 5 ways to become a magnet for that which you love. He said the first thing that we have to do to cultivate this is cultivate self-love. That you cannot have a life that you love if you have not cultivated self-love. That it will just not fit. It won't work. You can't have a life that you love and be at odds with yourself. That to truly have a life that you love, to fill your life with that which you love, you have to cultivate love. You have to see yourself in all your skills and attributes and abilities. And he gives the analogy of an acorn. The acorn has everything that a mighty oak will become already within it. And he said, your soul already has everything that you need to master any aspect of life. And as we cultivate self-love, it actually it sends a signal to the universe that we are ready to be blessed. Second one, he said, you have to truly discover your passions. That when you discover what you're passionate about, what you love about life, then you can actually draw those things to you. That many of us know what we don't want. We're not always as clear about what we do want. And as we know what we're passionate about, what do you love? Who are the people that you want to spend time with? What would you do if money and time were no object? Who do you love to talk to? And what do you want to learn about and teach? What physical activities help you feel the most alive? What sparks your creativity? And over again, when you cultivate self-love and when you're passionate about your life and what you love, it actually calls to you the highest level of good. And then he said the third thing was that you actually have to expand love in your life. And he said, try this visualization. Imagine yourself as a giant magnet, drawing to you day after day those things that you love. How many of you, when you were in school, played with magnets? Now, do you remember when you played with magnets, if you wrapped an electrical wire around it, a copper wire around it, and hooked it to a battery, it would supercharge the magnet. The magnet would actually become stronger. I want you to... Nobody did that? What educational system did you people have, right? Nobody. It works. If you wrap a magnet in copper wire, it supercharges the magnet and actually makes it stronger. It becomes more of an electromagnetic. Never mind. Sorry. The nerd came out for a minute. I'll put him back in his place and I'll be back in a second. Right? So, where was I? Oh, yeah, magnets. So, nobody played with magnets, or you all played with magnets? Yeah, okay, forget it. Moving on. So, here's what I want you to do. I want you to close your eyes for a second. Trust me, you'll be okay. Your person will be there when you get back. And I want you to imagine that you are the most powerful magnet in the universe. And that you are drawing to you only that which you love. And that you've been wrapped in spirit to electrify your magnetic charm. And you are drawing to you a life that is profoundly loved, that is your love expressing. That's all the things that you love. That you are a powerful magnet to attract the highest level of good. And feel day after day after day, you attracting blessing after blessing, moment after moment, the people, the situations, the love, the joy, the abundance that you desire. That you are a powerful magnet. That love calls to you all that you desire most from life. Feel that for a moment. Imagine that you unleash the full attractability of your soul. That you unleash your ability to attract your greatest life. that love empowers you to create a life that you absolutely love. I love my life. Will you say that with me? I love my life. Okay, when you're ready, I want you to come back. How'd that feel? Could you feel that? Right? So I want you to see that your soul is so incredibly powerful that when you get very clear about what you want to attract in your life, your soul has no problem doing it. But when you wake up every day and it's, oh, well, you're not using the full ability of your soul to attract your greatest good. But when you surround yourself in things that you love, when you magnetize your soul with the power of love in your life, you will attract so much good. Because spiritually, we know we live in an infinite universe. So when you allow love to unleash that highest level of good, good comes to you in amazing and wonderful ways that you will absolutely love. But you have to do it. You have to put it to the test. You have to work it. The last two things that Chopra wrote in this article was, you have to open your heart and let go of the fear of not having the life that you love. And 5, choose optimism and gratitude over anything else. I want you to feel what it would feel like to unleash your full nature in the universe. To be the very best version of you. To love the person that you're being day after day after day. And to send the clearest message to the universe. What you desire most, what you love most, what you want the most. And as you do so, watch everything in your life begin to transform. I am divinely irresistible. Will you say that with me? I am divinely irresistible. One more time. I am divinely irresistible. Will you pray with me? I want you to open your mind and your heart to the full power of your soul, to the power of God in you, to be irresistible at life. To be irresistible to this holy moment. And to feel the activity of God that's at work, blessing you in wonderful and powerful ways. So we say, thank you, God, thank you, God, thank you, God. And so it is. Amen.
Darling, if your sunshine goes away and you find yourself all alone on a cold and rainy day, just feel that old familiar part, the feeling deep inside your heart. It's been there from the very start, and you know. Choose love, love. It's the only thing I'm dreaming of. Choose love, love, heaven sent from up above. Choose love, love, a feeling like no other one, and love will set you free. It's the one thing that belongs to you and me. Wipe that tear from your cheek. Listen to your heart speak and tell you all the things you need to hear. It will guide you through the roughest times and nurture you and get you by when you feel like there's nothing left to do. There's one thing that I know will get you through. Choose love, love. It's the only thing I'm dreaming of. Choose love, love. it's heaven sent from up above. Choose love, love, a feeling like no other one, and love will set you free. It's the one thing that belongs to you and me. Let your soul shine bright, shine it through the darkest night. Let it be your guiding light. Hold on to your dreams tonight. Choose love, love, it's the only thing I'm dreaming of. Choose love, love, it's heaven sent from up above. Choose love, love, a feeling like no other one, and love will set you free. It's the one thing that belongs to you and me. It belongs to you and me. It belongs to you and me. Thank you so much.